The ideas presented here are intended to assist in developing a strong and profitable business for Amway IBOs affiliated with Markham Mann Productions. For the calendar year 2023, the average income from Amway for all U.S. registered IBOs at the Founders Platinum level and below was $841 before expenses. See www.amway.com/income-disclosure for details and the most up-to-date information. Earnings depend on many factors, including customer base, business experience, effort, dedication, and quality and performance of the downline sales team. Enjoy the following message.
So, Gary, I think we've lived a little longer than most people that are listening to us right now. So, we've had our share of challenges and setbacks.
For sure.
Setbacks can be disheartening. They can often come when you least expect them. In fact, most of the time, I think they always come when you least expect them. You certainly don't plan for them. However, in these moments of challenge, that's when we have the opportunity to grow the most. And Gary and I have certainly had our most growth in these seasons of life. We've learned to embrace the challenges and use them to propel us forward. To be successful in life, you need to learn this skill. So important. Understand what a setback is. What is a setback? Okay. It's anything that disrupts your progress or plans. Anything that disrupts your progress or your plans. So it could be something like losing a job, facing rejection, ending a relationship. Could be family challenges, lots of kids distractions and challenges that can occur when you're raising a family. During those types of things, those disrupts, those setbacks, you might feel disappointed. I mean, frustrated, stressed, even hopeless sometimes. But it's important to remember that setbacks are a normal part of everyone's life. Okay. And I tell you, I promise you this, you are not the exception. Setbacks are normal. They do not define you. It's how you respond to them that shapes your character.
It's really interesting because why are we talking about embracing these challenges? Because nobody likes challenges,
Mm-mm.
but you have to embrace them. And everyone, um, will be faced with some sort of challenges. And then, not more than likely, but probably 100% of everyone listening to this talk has gone through challenges. And you're going to have more challenges for the rest of your life. That's just part of life. And the thing is what do you do when you have a challenge? What are your choices when you have a challenge? And there's two things that you can do. Number one, and a lot of people actually do this, they let those challenges defeat them. And if you let a challenge defeat you, that means you're not going to move forward in your life. Okay. But what you really want to do is you have to overcome that obstacle. And I know a lot of you in your lives who have faced obstacles have overcome some. There may be some times in your life where maybe you allowed something to defeat you, but I think everybody who's listening to this has had obstacles that have come in their way, but they've figured out a way to do it. And that's really the goal, is to not let anything defeat you, but to be able to sit there and look at the obstacle and say, okay, here's the obstacle. What is it that I need to do to move forward?
Yeah, and I think it's most important to learn to change your perspective. They aren't failures, oftentimes they're lessons. So ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Maybe you need to develop new skills, approach problems differently. We need to be problem solvers and solution finders. Maybe you need to be more mature when dealing with setbacks, or just build some resilience. That's a really important skill set, especially for leaders. By shifting your focus, I find, from what went wrong to what you can gain, you start the process of growth. Challenges push you out of your comfort zone always, and they force you to adapt and innovate. But we're capable of overcoming obstacles, and everyone builds strength and confidence when we do.
So here's the bottom line is this, because we're all business owners, we're looking to have success in our life. So when you look at success, success is taking those setbacks and then just figuring out a way out of those challenges and then moving forward. Because the more you learn on how to overcome your challenges, the more you gain knowledge and self-confidence with in an ability to move through those obstacles. So as a stepping stone to become better at solving challenges that are bound to happen for us in the future.
Sure. So, what can we do? What are some action steps? What have we done? We were talking about this. So, when you have a setback, it's really important that you take action. You don't sit in it. It's like that. What's that? What's that pigs in a mud thing?
Yeah.
Don't be a pig wallowing in the mud. What is that? What is
Don't
it?
be
I'm
a pig
terrible with
wallowing in the
analogies.
mud. You know,
Yeah.
you don't want to be stuck in it. You want to move through.
Right. So we're not going to just be pigs stuck in mud. All right. You don't want to wallow in self pity. You don't want to give up. What's that going to do for you? That's not going to get you anywhere. You want to make a plan. You want to break down your goals into manageable steps. You want to celebrate small wins and you want to be proactive. You want to bounce back as fast as possible. You want to be proactive. So you have to take action, right? I mean, we didn't just sit in our problems, sit in our setbacks. We took action.
Right. And something really neat about the business that we're a part of is that we have mentorship.
Mhm.
And, and a lot of people, especially young people who haven't gone through a lot of obstacles, are trying to figure things out. But the neat thing about what we do is we have seasoned people, me for one, I've got, you know, decades,
1,000 years.
1,000 years at least of problems and obstacles both of us have that we've gone through. And so we have a lot of experience on what it takes to kind of move through problems. And so
And you also have to ask for help. I mean, a lot of times people don't know somebody's going through something, and that's where mentorship can be so key and so valuable. I always think about all of the things that we learn in this business. Imagine if we would have had like a class in high school about overcoming obstacles and setbacks. How valuable would that have been? That
Right.
would have been more valuable for me than like, I don't know, physics or something that I never used again. These life skills are like the most valuable thing that we learn. So to do, we want to take action.
right.
We also want to build resilience, and that's like a muscle. It's like you have to practice, and that is a huge, huge part of leadership. Nobody wants to follow someone who's living in their problems, who's always, stuck in the mud. All right. People want to see you bounce back. You want to bounce back.
Right. And that's a self-image problem too.
Mhm.
A lot of people who are successful have like educated themselves and they built their self-image so that when they run into an obstacle, they go, okay, I'm not going to, I'm going to figure this out. Whereas other people who still working on self-image and things like that will have more of an issue trying to figure out and solve a problem versus just wallowing in the
Right.
problem.
We've coached a lot of people. We see people wallow in their problems for long periods of time. You have to learn to be resilient. The faster and what a skill set to teach kids. I mean, we've taught all of our kids all of these things, and it helps them live so much more productive lives. It's such a tremendous skill set. The other thing you want to do is you want to stay positive. And this is hard when you're going through something in your life, is to be positive. Vinny Pappalardo always talks about it. What are you speaking? What are you speaking about these setbacks and these problems? Are you giving life to what you want? Or are you are you talking constantly and living in the negative of it all? Watch what you're talking about. Speak overcoming, speak victory, right?
That's right. Okay, so the bottom line is when you have a problem, if you can't figure it out, talk to your mentor. But with any problem you figure out, the more you figure it out, the better you're going to become at problem solving. And that's what we mean when it's about stepping stones in the future. You're just getting better and better at problem solving when you have issues that happen.
Right. They're not roadblocks.
They're not roadblocks. There
They're
you go.
little stepping stones. All right. We hope you learned something and that was of value too.
Thank you.
This is a copyrighted program of the